The Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute in New York City hosts one of the most prestigious and glamorous events in the fashion world, the Met Gala. It is an annual charity event benefiting the Costume Institute, usually held on the first Monday in May to coincide with the opening of the Institute's annual blockbuster exhibition. Each year, celebrities, designers, and industry insiders gather at the Met to celebrate the opening of its latest exhibit. From the stunning red carpet looks to the elaborate themes, the Met Gala has become a cultural phenomenon that transcends the world of fashion, with an invitation-only guest list filled with high-profile celebrities. Over the years, the Met Gala has become the most anticipated night in fashion. But how did this extravaganza start? Well, let's rewind to the 1920s when Sister Irene Lewison and Alice Lewison Crowley began collecting clothes for stage costumes spanning various cultures and eras. What began as a simple collection evolved in the Museum of Costume Art by 1937, located on Fifth Avenue in New York. Irene Lewison and Alice Lewison Crowley, though not directly linked to the Met Gala, made significant contributions to costume and textile preservation. Their dedication to collecting stage costumes and founding the Museum of Costume Art paved the way for the study and appreciation of fashion history. Aline Bernstein was key to starting what became the Costume Institute. In 1937, the Costume Institute collection began at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. By 1946, it became its own department thanks to Bernstein's efforts. She helped the museum grow, leading to joint exhibitions starting in 1940. These exhibitions, though initially held in the Met's basement, garnered attention and appreciation, setting the stage for what would later become the iconic Met Gala. While the museum archive preserves the legacy of these early exhibitions, the gala itself took a detour during the war years. Irene Lewison's passing due to lung cancer at Doctors Hospital in New York on April 4, 1944, left a notable gap in the world of philanthropy. However, her legacy continued to inspire support for the arts in New York City. Dorothy Shaver, a member of the Lord and Taylor Board of Directors and a founding member of the fashion group, played a significant role in supporting the transition of the Museum of Costume Art to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, where it evolved into the prestigious Costume Institute. Committed to promoting American fashion, Shaver believed that showcasing American designs would inspire both designers and consumers alike. In 1945, she made history by becoming the first woman to lead a multi-million-dollar company when she took on the presidency of Lord & Taylor. Dorothy's influence extended beyond retail as she provided crucial support to the museum's transition. With her backing, the museum moved to its new home at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in 1947. However, this move required substantial funding, and Dorothy Shaver, along with other individuals and organizations, faced the daunting task of raising $150,000 to facilitate the transfer. Adjusted for inflation, this amount would exceed $2 million in today's currency. To address this financial challenge, a groundbreaking solution emerged in the form of the Costume Institute Gala, which was conceptualized by Eleanor Lambert, a prominent publicist and the founder of New York Fashion Week. Eleanor shared Dorothy's vision of transforming American design through innovative exhibitions. Together, they recognized the potential of such an event not only to raise funds but also to revolutionize the landscape of American fashion and design. In 1948, to help fund this fledgling array, influential fashion publicist Eleanor Lambert launched the Costume Institute's first fundraising gala, a midnight supper that took place in fall with a $50 entrance fee. That's around $550 today. Though interest was already high in a party thrown in the name of fashion, Eleanor piqued it by calling the event the party of the year. By default, it was unmissable. However, to my surprise, the first gala was a tremendous success, raising $350,000 at the event alone. Adjusted for inflation, that's nearly $5 million in today's currency, enough to support the Costume Institute's new location for an entire year. In the 1950s and 1960s, the exhibitions started to lose their excitement. Even though people still looked forward to the annual Costume Institute Gala and it continued to raise a lot of money for the exhibitions, the after party wasn't as fun. Thomas Hoving, a significant figure in the history of the Met Gala, led the Metropolitan Museum of Art from 1967 to 1977. His tenure prioritized accessibility and entertainment, shifting towards quality acquisitions. This inspired themed collections, with the debut theme, The Art of Fashion, elevating the exhibition's status. Despite this, the gala initially lacked luster, making a pivot towards merging education with entertainment in museum presentations. Hoving recognized the gala as the key to transforming the museum into a lucrative attraction by enhancing the party's appeal, including raising ticket prices and soliciting generous donations. He aimed to boost its profitability. However, he needed the expertise of a seasoned publicist, promoting the return of Eleanor Lambert. Eleanor swiftly revitalized the event, though her unconventional methods clashed with Hoving's preferences. Undeterred, they invested in renovating the museum's space, expanding and improving storage facilities. The exhibition continued to be held in the museum's basement, but the transformation was monumental. In 1971, the museum reopened its doors after extensive renovations, with Eleanor tirelessly fundraising throughout. Thereafter, discussions began regarding the appointment of Diana Vreeland as a consultant. Diana, who was a formidable figure in the fashion world, renowned for her groundbreaking work as a fashion editor at Vogue and Harper's Bazaar. Despite her impressive track record, there were reservations on both sides. Hoving doubted whether Diana's lack of commercial experience made her suitable for the role, while Diana herself questioned her academic credentials for a museum position. However, circumstances changed when Diana Vreeland fell ill later that year, and the promise of financial security became too enticing to resist. Encouragement from friends such as Mirella Anelli, Jackie Kennedy, Babe Paley, and Mona Bismarck also played a crucial role in convincing Diana to accept the offer. In July 1972, Diana signed a one-year contract as a special consultant to the museum, tasked with generating ideas, organizing exhibitions, and fostering connections with the fashion industry worldwide. Despite initial uncertainties, Diana's tenure started optimistically. However, her early months encountered challenges. The museum had a planned exhibition on the Duke of Windsor, set for March 1973. Although agreements were in place with the Duchess of Windsor's private secretary, the exhibition's fate was uncertain, as the Duchess hesitated after the Duke's passing. Diana Vreeland tried to keep a good relationship with the grieving Duchess. However, the Duchess, understandably upset after her husband's passing, vetoed the exhibition. This was a big challenge for Diana, who hadn't curated an exhibition before, especially with the museum's financial issues. Relieved to have a theme, Diana swiftly crafted her own concept, famously choosing Cristobal Balenciaga as the focus. She sourced nearly every piece herself, debating fiercely with curators who preferred a more historical approach. Her 1973 exhibition, The World of Balenciaga, garnered much attention. Opening a year after the master couturier's death, the show was an ode to his decades-long career. Vreeland even spritzed Balenciaga perfume throughout the galleries. Diana prioritized creative fantasy over historical accuracy, implementing innovative displays that captivated gala guests. Mannequins wore avant-garde custom designs, juxtaposed with inspiring artwork and elevated on podiums without glass barriers. This blend of creativity and innovation revitalized the gala, impressing guests with Vreeland's curatorial expertise. The exhibition attracted over 100,000 visitors in 6 months and garnered attention from the fashion industry. With around 300,000 visitors, nearly triple the attendance of the first exhibition. Any doubts from Vreeland's initial show, like those from Calvin Klein, were silenced. This success ushered in a new era of promotion, now highlighting the guests' attire themselves. Sherilyn Sarkisian famously donned her semi-nude Bob Mackie gown, kickstarting a tradition of guests trying to outdo each other with their attire. Immediately, the gala became a big deal in fashion, an exclusive affair held annually, typically in December. In 1974, exhibition was Romantic and Glamorous Hollywood Design. The event took a romantic turn with glamorous Hollywood designs, a departure from historical or couture themes. Vreeland enlisted a legion of volunteers, building on the momentum of her previous recruits, Andre Leon Talley and Tone Goodman, resulting in almost 600,000 visitors for the 1975 exhibition American Women of Style. Subsequent exhibitions, including The Glory of Russian Costume in 1976 and Vanity Fair, A Treasure Trove in 1977, continued to draw massive crowds, with speculated 500,000 visitors each. While each show became pricier to attend, the attraction only increased. However, when Philippe de Montebello succeeded Thomas Hoving, he expressed concern that the gala was overshadowing the museum's scholarly pursuits. While his critique had merit, Vreeland and De La Renta's efforts revitalized public interest, even inspiring similar exhibitions abroad. From Diaghilev costumes and designs of Ballet Russe to La Belle Époque, each exhibition pushed boundaries, culminating in the controversial 1983 showcase of Yves Saint Laurent 25 Years of Design. This exhibition is widely regarded as the Met Gala's one of the most controversial showcases to date. Debates raged over whether a living designer could truly be considered as an artist, questioning if his ongoing journey could represent the pinnacle of his work. Vreeland remained undeterred by debates about fashion's artistic merit, contributing to subsequent exhibitions like Man and the Horse and Costumes of Royal India. However, her absence from the 1985 gala revealed her battle with illness, ultimately leading to her retirement after the 1986 exhibition Dance. Despite her departure, the gala continued, including a tribute to Vreeland's influential tenure, 1987 in style, celebrating 50 years of the Costume Institute. The Costume Institute held the exhibitions in 1988. From Queen to Empress, Victorian dress 1837 to 1877, and in 1989, The Age of Napoleon, costume from Revolution to Empire, 1789 to 1815, continuing its tradition of showcasing historical fashion. But Diana Vreeland's passing in 1989 left a significant void, impacting subsequent exhibitions like the cancelled 1990 show Diodar Fashion Dolls, The Survival of Haute Couture, and a themeless gala in 1991 as the entire exhibition was cancelled. Subsequent exhibitions like Fashion and History, a Dialogue in 1992 and Diana Vreeland in Modern Style in 1993 attempted to recapture her electrifying influence. In 1993, Richard Martin took over as a curator, tasked with rejuvenating the gala's allure, which had dwindled significantly by 1994's Orientalism visions in the East and West. The gala's declining status dealt a severe blow to museum's finances, as it relied heavily on gala's proceeds for funding. To rescue the event and the institute, they turned to someone equally connected and influential, yet independent like Vreeland, Anna Wintour. It's a bit of a mystery who exactly proposed Anna Wintour for the role, but it was Oscar de la Renta and his wife Annette who made the call to her, and it was a perfect fit from the start. By her inaugural Met Gala in 1995, aptly named A Couture, Anna had already established herself as a phenomenal success, renowned for her skill in orchestrating industry events, a trait inherited from her father. Anna Wintour's father was Charles Wintour, a prominent British newspaper editor. While there's no direct connection between Charles Wintour and the Met Gala, Anna Wintour's upbringing in a family involved in media likely influenced her career trajectory and her approach to organizing events, including her role in the Met Gala. She seamlessly integrated into the gala scene, collaborating closely with Harold Koda's exhibitions and Stephanie Winston Wolkoff, who had previously organized the Costume Institute galas under figures like Oscar de la Renta and Pat Buckley. While Anna's early galas lacked the star-studded allure of today, Princess Diana's appearance at the 1996 Christian Dior themed gala marked a cultural milestone. However, it was the 1997 gala themed Gianni Versace that truly elevated Anna's status as a gala maven, raising a record $2.3 million for the museum. It reignited interest in the event. Yet, the following year's gala, 1998, Cubism and Fashion, failed to capture significant attention, lacking a compelling narrative for media and public discourse. In 1999, inspired by the juxtaposition between the success of 1997 and the relative quiet of 1998, Anna Wintour introduced corporate sponsorship of tables at the gala, themed rock style. This innovation transformed the event's dynamics, shifting the focus to brand representatives and reshaping the guest list. Brands were granted the power to invite Anna-approved guests, regardless of wealth, reshaping the guest list to include the most buzzworthy and influential figures. This new approach proved immediately successful, generating $3 million for the museum and ushering in a new era of gala prominence. Anna had uncovered her smoking gun, yet another challenge loomed on the horizon in 2000. Anna's vision was to curate a retrospective of Chanel's iconic work. However, Karl Lagerfeld, the head of Chanel, was skeptical about fashion exhibitions in museums, questioning the retrospective's necessity. It took persuasion from Interview magazine's Ingrid Siski to convince Karl, who perceived retrospectives as signals of a designer's decline. The museum faced internal turmoil with the passing of curator Richard Martin, leaving the curatorial team led by Harold Koda in charge. This lack of stability made Karl uneasy. Consequently, on May 20, 2000, the gala and exhibition were cancelled, making a monumental shift in the Met Gala's trajectory. The following year, 2001, Jacqueline Kennedy, the White House years, became the first spring-hosted gala, departing from its traditional December slot. The subsequent years saw minimal alteration to Anna's revised format, with the cancellation of the 2002 gala post 9/11 and the 2003 gala themed Goddess the Classical Mode, curated by Andrew Bolton. Fast forward to 2004's Dangerously Maison, Fashion and Furniture in the 18th Century, where Amber Valletta made waves with her bold interpretation of the theme, a pivotal moment in the gala's evolution. Her daring ensemble marked a shift towards a quasi-costume party, a departure from the gala's previous iterations. While not the first to embrace themed dressing, Valletta's attire, alongside previous notable instances including Stella McCartney and Liv Tyler's iconic rock-themed outfits in 1999, propelled the gala towards its current impressive experience. This momentum became evident in the following year's gala in 2005, signaling the gala's transformation into an unparalleled fashion spectacle. The retrospective honoring Chanel, titled The House of Chanel, saw attendees donning Chanel attire, setting a trend. The 2005 Costume Institute Ball, held on the first Monday of May, laid the groundwork for the modern Met Gala. Yet, its social significance wasn't fully recognized. Some see the gala's pop culture transformation in various exhibits. McQueen's tartan looks in 2006, Anglomania, or the 2007 Poiré, King of Fashion. Others cite 2008's Superheroes, or 2009's The Model as Muse. In 2010, Lady Gaga kicked off the surprise post-dinner performance tradition, American Women Fashioning a National Identity. 2011 exhibition, Alexander McQueen, Savage Beauty. Following his passing, it drew immense attention, setting attendance records and elevating the gala's profile. The gala's prominence soared in the years following various exhibitions. 2012's Schiaparelli and Parada, Impossible Conversations. 2013's Punk Chaos to Couture, and 2014's Charles James Beyond Fashion. However, it was Rihanna's stunning appearance singing Bitch Better Have My Money on top of a table at 2015's China Through the Looking Glass that thrust the event into the limelight, sparking widespread attention towards the guests' attire. While some criticize it as fashion's Halloween party, Anna Wintour embraced the notion of a couture costume affair, giving the gala a distinct identity. Consequently, the Costume Institute Gala became an annual cultural phenomenon. Memorable moments include Taylor Swift and Beyonce's appearances at 2016's Manus time's machine, fashion in an age of technology. Rihanna and Priyanka's iconic looks at 2017 Rei Kawakubo, Comme des Garçons, Art of the In-Between, and 2018's Heavenly Bodies, Fashion and the Catholic Imagination, and the standout ensembles from 2019's Camp Notes on Fashion. However, in December 2020, the Metropolitan Museum of Art officially embraced the event's slang name, the Met Gala, completing its transformation into an iconic cultural institution. 2021, when the gala took place in September due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the red carpet was live-streamed by Vogue for the first time, satisfying the public's appetite to get real-time views of fashion's most famous red carpet. Those invited to the Met Gala can pay $75,000 for one ticket or $350,000 for a table, according to the New York Times. Celebrities, however, typically are not the ones paying their way into one of the grandest parties of the year. They are often invited by brands that purchase the tickets. The Costume Institute's accompanying exhibits used to break audience records, but now the museum's playbook seems stuck in time. According to some critics, the Costume Institute is better known for its party than its exhibits. However, when it comes to fundraising, the Met Gala has been a total success over the years. In 2023, the gala totally smashed it, raising almost $22 million. Party of the year, indeed. If you've watched this far, you're clearly an avid lover of the business of fashion. Don't forget to check out the videos linked here.